There is a strength inside you that has survived every storm, every silence, and every goodbye you never saw coming. You've lived through things that once felt unbearable, and here you are, breathing, still standing, still choosing life. Share this with the important people in your life. Let them know you care about their peace too. Write this in the comments. I release what no longer serves me. I deserve peace, not punishment. You've been carrying memories like heavy stones in your chest, haven't you? Regrets that replay like echoes. Pain that knocks at the door long after the moment has passed. Mistakes, loss, words you can't unsay, people you can't bring back. But you're not meant to live in rewind. Stoicism teaches us this: what is gone is gone. The past is not your enemy, but clinging to it can become your prison. You don't need control, you need clarity. Let what you can't change pass through you like wind through open hands. Don't chase justice from time. Don't beg the past to look different. You were doing the best you could with what you knew. And now you know more. That's enough. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. Each scar, each crack, each quiet ache in your chest, they're proof you felt deeply and still chose to keep going. Now it's time to loosen your grip. You are not your past. You are not what happened to you. You are not the one who stayed too long or trusted too much. You are the one who learned. Let go of the version of you that lived in survival. Make space for the one who gets to choose peace. You don't owe the past your future. And when those memories return, as they sometimes will, meet them with gentleness, not guilt. Say to them, thank you for the lessons, but I'm not staying there. Keep walking. The present is where your power lives. You may not feel ready, but healing doesn't wait for readiness. It begins when you get tired of being tired. It begins when you decide that replaying the pain won't undo it. Sometimes the strongest thing you'll ever do is forgive yourself. Not because you're erasing the past, but because you're choosing to be free. Free from what you couldn't change. Free from who you no longer are. Free from carrying everyone's silence, except your own voice. You were never meant to be perfect. You were meant to be present. And the present doesn't ask for explanations. It only asks for your attention. Look around. Right now, is the past hurting you? Or is your memory of it holding the blade? You don't need to win an argument with yesterday. You just need to stop fighting with today. Sometimes we confuse peace with forgetting. But peace isn't forgetting. It's remembering and choosing not to hurt from it anymore. The Stoics knew this. Suffering comes not from what happens, but from our judgment of what happens. You're not broken because you hurt. You're alive. You're human. You feel deeply. That is not your weakness. That is your gift. But feelings, like clouds, aren't meant to be held. They are meant to pass. Let them come. Let them teach. Let them go. And when the night feels long, sit with yourself gently. Say, I am not that moment. I am not that version of me. I am not that pain. Say it out loud, as many times as you need. Every moment you repeat that truth, you're taking one step further away from the prison of the past, and one step closer to freedom. You've carried enough. Now it's okay to rest. You're not weak for being tired. You're not broken for needing time. Even the strongest hands put down the sword. Stillness is strength too. Listen, the world may never give you closure, but you can give it to yourself. By no longer needing what hurt you to explain itself. Let go of the search for answers that only lead to more questions. Let go of the apology that never came. Let go of the version of them that lives in your head and how you wanted things to be. What matters is what you choose now. Do you want to keep drinking poison hoping it will quench your thirst? Or are you finally ready to sip peace? Like cool water after a long, dry pain? That is your power. Right here, right now. Say it to yourself. I deserve peace. I choose peace. And remember this, no one else needs to understand your release. They weren't there for all the nights you cried alone. They didn't live inside your thoughts. They didn't carry what you did. So when you finally set it down, when you finally stop explaining yourself, that's not selfish. That's sacred. Let what you can't change pass through you like wind through open hands. Say it again. Let it go. Feel the weight leave your shoulders little by little. Not all at once. Not forever. Just for now. And then, when it comes back, when your thoughts try to drag you back into what-ifs and should-haves and why-me's, pause, close your eyes, breathe, and remind yourself, this is just a thought. It is not a command. You are the observer, not the prisoner. You can let the thought pass. Like a bird flying overhead, no need to build it a nest. Just breathe. The past is not a home. It's a chapter, and your story has many more to write. You don't have to feel whole to begin. You just have to begin. One breath, one moment, one gentle release at a time. Do you feel it? That stillness beneath the noise? That's you. That's what's real. You are not what hurt you. You are what survived. You are what kept going. You are what rises. You're not here to be haunted. You're here to heal. So let it come. Let it soften. Let it go. Again and again. Even if you have to keep choosing it every single day. That's okay. Peace is not a place. It's a practice. You're doing it. Right now. The silence you've been avoiding is where the answers live. Be still. Listen. You are becoming someone new. Someone lighter. And that is not betrayal of the past. That is the reward for surviving it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And if you cry, let it be a release. Not a breakdown, a breakthrough. You've earned this calm. You've earned this breath. You've earned this moment of peace. Hold it. Let it hold you. It's yours now. And still, there's more ahead. You've been holding your breath for too long. Bracing. Waiting. Hoping the pain would pass on its own. But healing doesn't happen by accident. It happens the moment you stop resisting what is and start releasing what was. The past doesn't need you anymore, but the present does. It needs your eyes, your breath, your presence. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on time for your life. Let that sink in. The only thing standing between you and peace is the belief that you can't have it. But you can, right now, as you are. Even if the pain still lingers, even if the memories still burn. Stoicism isn't about ignoring your feelings. It's about facing them without letting them own you. You are allowed to remember, just don't live there. The past is like a closed door. Stop standing at it, knocking. Stop hoping it opens to something better. Turn around. There's a sunrise behind you. There's a whole sky of light waiting for your attention. Look up. That regret you carry? It's not punishment. It's a lesson. You touched something hot. You got burned. But now you know not to touch it again. That's wisdom. That's growth. That's strength. And that version of you who didn't know better? They were just trying to survive. They weren't weak, they were brave. But now you don't have to survive the same way. You can choose stillness instead of defense. You can choose peace instead of control. You can choose peace even when the world doesn't offer it. You can be the peace. Right here, in this breath. You don't need to prove anything anymore. Not to them. Not to your past, not even to yourself. You're already enough. You always were. Even in the middle of the storm. Even in the moment you broke down. Even when you doubted yourself the most. You were always enough. And here's something no one told you. You're allowed to stop fighting. You're allowed to lay your armor down. You're allowed to stop being strong just to survive. You can be soft and still be unshakable. The Stoics knew this truth. The more you try to control what cannot be controlled, the more peace you give away. So ask yourself right now, what have I been holding onto that no longer belongs in my hands? What pain am I nurturing like it's part of my identity? What weight have I mistaken for worth? Set it down, even if just for this moment. Feel the difference. Feel your chest rise and fall again. That's you choosing to live. That's courage. That's presence. And if the memories come back, that's okay. You don't need to run. You don't need to fight. Just breathe. Say to them, I see you, but I no longer live with you. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to release versions of yourself that were built on pain. You're allowed to rewrite the story, not because you're pretending it didn't happen, but because you're choosing a different ending. You don't need to be defined by your wounds. Let them be reminders of the healing, not the breaking. Every scar says, I lived through this, and I'm still here, still growing, still breathing, still loving, still choosing peace again and again and again. Let that be your strength. Let that be your daily practice, not just to forget the past, but to remember yourself, the self before the hurt, the self that still exists under the noise. That self is not lost, just quiet. Listen, you'll hear them in the silence, in the breath between thoughts, in the moment you finally exhale, and you'll realize you were never broken, just buried, beneath fear, beneath expectation, beneath guilt that was never yours to carry. But now here you are, uncovering, unfolding, becoming. Let what no longer serves you return to the earth. Let your peace be the roots that hold you steady. And when doubt returns, and it will, meet it like an old acquaintance. Say to it, I've danced with you before, but I don't need to follow you now. Let your breath be the boundary. Let your stillness be the answer. Because now you know, you are not the story of your pain. You are the narrator who chose to keep writing. Keep writing, keep breathing, keep healing. You are not behind. You are unfolding. And every moment you choose peace, even in the smallest ways, you are becoming more free. Let that be enough for today. And when you forget again, because forgetting is human, come back here. Come back to your breath. Come back to yourself. You're not alone. Not in your pain. Not in your healing. Not in this journey. This is just one page, one breath, one chapter, and still, you're only getting started. Sometimes we don't need answers. We just need space. Space to feel. Space to fall apart. Space to breathe again without guilt. You've carried so much for so long. Responsibilities, regrets, silent fears. But peace doesn't come from adding more. It comes from releasing what was never yours to begin with. Let go of the apology you never received, of the closure you thought you needed, of the idea that healing has to be loud, fast, or visible. Real healing is often quiet. It looks like resting when you used to force yourself to move. It looks like forgiving yourself when you used to blame. It looks like silence, not because there's nothing to say, but because your soul finally stopped screaming. You are not weak for needing rest. You are not broken for being tired. Even mountains erode with time. Even the sea retreats before it returns. Even the strongest things take breaks. You don't have to prove your worth through exhaustion. You don't have to earn rest by suffering first. You are allowed to be still, to sit in the middle of the storm, and whisper, I will not run anymore, because you don't need to escape. You need to return to your breath, to your truth, to your peace. Let what you can't control pass through you like wind through open hands. Let it move without resistance. Let it go where it needs to go. It was never yours to hold forever. And what about the memories? The ones that show up when the room goes quiet? You don't need to fear them. They are not here to hurt you. They are just echoes, faded shadows, stories that already ended. You survived the moment. You lived past the pain. You are already beyond it. Now the only question is, will you stay in the past out of habit? Or will you choose the present? Because it's the only place peace can live. You don't have to carry the same identity you built while suffering. That was survival. This is living. Who are you when you no longer need to protect your pain? Who are you when peace becomes your home instead of your goal? Let yourself find out. Drop the armor. Take off the mask. Be soft. Be slow. Be real. Let yourself cry if you need to. Tears are not weakness. They are release. They are the body saying, I'm letting go. Let go of the anger, of the blame, of the idea that the past should have been different. It wasn't, couldn't have been, because it already happened. But you're still here, which means you still have power. The power to shift, to grow, to choose again. You don't need to control the past, just understand it. You don't need to fix the past, just stop reliving it. Say to yourself, I am not who I was in that moment. I am who I choose to be now. Feel the difference. Feel how your body softens when you stop resisting. How your breath deepens when you finally allow peace in. That's not weakness. That's not giving up. That's wisdom. That's Stoic strength. To release is to return. To presence. To purpose. To peace. Remember this. You are not late. You are not broken. You are in process. Let the process be sacred. Let it be gentle. Let it be yours. Some things will never make sense. Some wounds may never fully disappear. But peace isn't about perfect understanding. It's about learning to live with the questions and no longer letting them poison your heart. Breathe. You are not the pain you endured. You are the quiet that followed. You are the grace that stayed. You are the soul that kept walking. You don't need to rush. There's nowhere you have to be except here, now. This moment, with all its silence and stillness, is enough. Let the past rest. It served its purpose. It shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. You are more than a memory. You are a beginning. Every breath you take now is a new start. Every time you choose peace, you become lighter. Every time you choose compassion over punishment, you become freer. Let go of who you thought you had to be. Let yourself become who you were always meant to be. Calm, clear, rooted, not untouched by pain, but unmoved by it. Not without scars, but no longer ashamed of them. Not free from memory, but free from its grip. You don't need the world to change for you to be at peace. You just need to stop carrying what isn't yours. Let it go, even if slowly, even if piece by piece. You don't have to finish all at once. You just have to begin. This breath is a beginning. This silence is a beginning. This moment is enough. And when it hurts again, because some days it will, don't panic, don't spiral, just return. Return to the breath. Return to the stillness. Return to yourself. Because you're not lost. You're here. And you are healing. You don't have to carry the story forever. The one where everything hurt. The one where you were left. The one where you weren't enough. That was a chapter, not your identity. A moment, not a life sentence. Even the worst nights come to an end. Even the coldest seasons give way to warmth. Even you are allowed to begin again. Not because you forgot. Not because it didn't matter. But because you matter more than what happened. And yes, the pain shaped you. But now it's time for peace to shape you too. Let yourself be softened by stillness. Let yourself be held by silence. Let yourself be changed by kindness. You're not here to be invincible. You're here to be real. Real means feeling. Real means remembering. Real means letting go without knowing what comes next. That takes courage. And you have that. You always did. Remember this. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are the gatekeeper of your peace. And peace begins the moment you say, I will no longer punish myself for what already ended. You are not the things that happened to you. You are the response you choose now. And maybe that's calm. Maybe that's grace. Maybe that's softness after years of tension. You don't need control, you need clarity. Clarity to see what is yours to carry and what is not. You are not responsible for the way others treated you. You are only responsible for what you do with the weight now. So, gently begin to set it down. Not all at once, just a little, just enough to breathe deeper, just enough to remember who you were before the pain got loud. You are still that person, still whole, still worthy, still here. And I know you've had moments where you almost gave up, but you didn't. You stayed. You kept walking, even with tired feet and a trembling heart. That is Stoic strength. Not pushing through with force, but showing up with presence, even when everything feels broken. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. And strength doesn't always look like action. Sometimes it looks like stillness, like refusing to run from yourself anymore. So if you feel lost today, if the past keeps tugging at your mind like an old ghost, pause, breathe, feel your body, feel your breath, feel your presence return to now. The past has no power unless you carry it. Set it down, let it rest, You don't need to keep telling yourself the story where you lost. Tell the story where you learned, where you endured, where you healed. Tell the story where you loved yourself enough to move on. Because your life is not defined by what happened. It's defined by what you do now. And right now, you are choosing peace. Right now, you are choosing presence. Right now, you are choosing to let the pain pass through like wind through open hands. Let go of the loop. Let go of the questions that never get answers. Let go of trying to rewrite a moment that already passed. You can't go back and change what happened, but you can choose how much of yourself you give to it now. Give it less. Give your peace more. Say it softly. I release the pain. I welcome the lesson. I move forward with peace. There is wisdom in letting go. There is power in surrender. You are not giving up. You are giving space. And in that space, healing grows. In that space, you find yourself again. Not the version shaped by regret, but the version shaped by courage. You didn't come this far just to stay stuck in yesterday. You came this far to remember who you are. Calm, steady, rooted in something deeper than pain. You don't need to rush. This is not a race. This is a return to your essence, to your strength, to the version of you that sees pain and says, I see you, I honor you, and I now release you. Nothing you do in this moment has to be perfect. It just has to be present. Let yourself be here, fully, freely, gently. This is where healing begins. Not in the future, not in the next chapter, but here, in this breath, in this awareness, in this quiet decision to choose peace again. So if today feels heavy, sit with that, not to fix it, but to witness it, and then let it pass. Let it pass like a wave that rose and fell. Let it pass like a cloud that never stayed. Let it pass like every painful thing that once felt eternal and wasn't. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still choosing. And you can choose to release. You can choose to soften. You can choose to begin again. Because this moment is a new one. And you are free to start walking forward. One breath at a time. One truth at a time. One act of courage at a time. No need to go back. There is nothing there for you anymore. Only lessons. Only echoes. Let them stay behind. Let you move forward. You've done enough reliving it. Enough replaying that scene over and over in your head. Enough rehearsing what you could have said, what you should have done, what might have happened. If only. But if only is a ghost. And you're not a home for ghosts anymore. You're here now, breathing now, alive now, and that's all you need to begin. Every time you catch yourself drifting into the past, gently, kindly bring yourself back. Not with force, not with shame, but with compassion. Say to yourself, that already happened. I survived it. Now I choose peace. Because peace is a choice. A quiet, steady choice you make every single day. Not because it's easy, but because it's healing. And maybe no one ever taught you how to let go. Maybe you were always the one holding things together, even when it was tearing you apart. But now you're learning something new. You're learning that strength isn't holding on. It's knowing when to loosen your grip. It's knowing when to protect your energy. It's knowing when enough is enough. You deserve to be free. Free from the weight of other people's actions. Free from the burden of your own self-judgment. Free from the belief that the past defines what's possible now. It doesn't. You are not a sum of your wounds. You are a garden, full of roots, full of growth, full of life. And yes, some of those roots grew from pain, but they didn't end there. They reached deeper. They reached toward light. That's who you are. A quiet, resilient light, still shining even after the storm. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel. It's okay to miss things that were never good for you. Healing isn't perfect. It's honest. So let yourself feel what you need to feel. But don't build a home there. Feel it. Honor it. Release it. And then return to the part of you that knows how to breathe, how to smile without forcing it, how to rest without guilt. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your peace. You don't need permission to move on. You don't need to prove that you've healed. You're allowed to simply be. Be soft. Be still. Be here. Let what you can't change pass through you like wind through open hands. No resistance. No clinging. Just flow. Just presence. That's where your power lives. In the stillness. In the quiet. In the space between reaction and response. Because pain doesn't define you. And neither does survival. You are more than what you've been through. You are who you choose to become now. And you can choose peace. Right here. Right now. Even if the past still whispers. Even if some days still ache. The ache is not a command. It's just a reminder that you're still healing. And that healing is still possible. Say it softly to yourself. I am not broken. I am becoming. Every sunrise is proof that the world begins again. So do you. And maybe today your beginning looks like silence, or solitude, or forgiving yourself for not knowing better before. Whatever it is, it's enough. This moment is enough. You are enough. You don't have to go back to what hurt you. You don't have to carry guilt for how long it took you to leave. You don't have to explain why you're tired. You're here, still trying, still breathing. That is more than enough. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. So let this be your reaction now. To pause, to breathe, to honor your journey. Not rush it, not escape it, but walk it with gentle, grounded presence. And maybe, for the first time in a long time, you'll feel the weight begin to lift. Not all at once, but slowly, like fog clearing, like tension leaving your shoulders, like light entering a room that's been closed for years. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are healing. You are growing. You are remembering your power one breath at a time. So, stay here with me. Keep choosing presence. Keep choosing peace. Keep choosing you. Let the past stay where it belongs. Let today be enough. Let your story unfold. Not from the pain you carry, but from the peace you allow. You've carried so much for so long, but you don't have to anymore. You're allowed to set it down. Not because it wasn't important, not because it didn't shape you, but because it no longer serves where you're going. There is a kind of wisdom in release, a kind of quiet power in not needing the past to keep explaining itself. You've already learned what it had to teach, and now your only job is to let the lesson remain, without carrying the pain that came with it. You're not betraying your story by moving on. You're honoring it, because growth isn't forgetting. It's remembering differently. It's being able to say, that happened, and I kept going. Not perfectly, not without pain, but with courage, with truth, and that's enough. You don't need closure from others to give yourself peace. You don't need the apology that never came. You don't need someone else to say, you were right. You need presence. You need softness. You need truth. And the truth is, you did your best with what you had, even when it didn't look like enough, even when it didn't feel like strength, even when all you could do was survive. Survival is strength. And now you're learning something more. You're learning how to live, not just exist, not just cope, but truly live, to laugh without guilt, to rest without apology, to speak without shrinking, to be here fully without needing to explain why. You don't need control. You need clarity. Clarity to see the past for what it was. Clarity to stop expecting it to become what it never could. Clarity to look forward with steady, open eyes. And you will. You already are. Because every time you choose not to spiral, every time you choose not to drown in what-ifs, every time you breathe and let it pass, you're healing, you're rising, you're reclaiming your peace. And that peace was never out there. It's always been inside you, quiet, steady, waiting for you to come home to yourself. So come home, right now, right here. Put your hand on your heart and feel it. That beat is your permission. That rhythm is your anchor. You don't need to go back to what broke you, just to prove you were strong enough to stay. Leaving is strong. Letting go is strong. Choosing peace, even when pain is familiar, is strong. Let this moment be soft. Let this silence be safe. Let this breath be enough. You're not failing by resting. You're not falling behind by healing. You're not wasting time by sitting still. Stillness is wisdom. Stillness is presence. Stillness is power. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is nothing at all. Just be. Just breathe. Just exist without trying to fix or figure it all out. Because not everything broken needs to be mended. Some things just need to be released. Like the anger you've been holding. Like the guilt that was never yours. Like the shame that grew from someone else's silence. You don't have to carry it anymore. You're allowed to set it down. You're allowed to be light, to be free, to be whole. Even if the past still echoes, you don't have to answer it. You can simply say, I'm not who I was when that happened, and I don't live there anymore. The version of you who struggled to let go deserves compassion, not criticism. They kept going, and because they did, you're here, stronger, softer, wiser. Let that be enough. Let this breath be enough. Let this pause be enough. Because there is no finish line for healing. There is only this moment, and this moment is yours. Breathe it in, feel it, welcome it. Say to yourself, I no longer carry what tried to break me. I carry peace. Peace that isn't perfect, but real. Peace that isn't loud, but constant. Peace that comes not from escaping your past, but from no longer needing it to be different. You are allowed to feel joy again. You are allowed to start over. You are allowed to love yourself as you are, not as you were. Not someday. Now. Now is always the beginning, and you don't have to earn it. You just have to allow it. Right here, right now. Still breathing, still healing, still choosing to let go, still becoming whole. There's a kind of freedom that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't shout or sparkle. It just quietly settles into your bones. The moment you stop needing the past to make sense. Some things don't make sense. Some things just happened, and they hurt, and you survived. And that's all the story you need. Not everything has a clean ending. Not every question gets answered. Not every pain gets wrapped up in understanding. But you're not here to rewrite the past. You're here to live through it and come out softer, more present, more awake. You don't need to fight the past to move forward. You only need to stop living in it. It will always be a part of you, but it doesn't get to define you. Not unless you let it. Pain wants to be remembered. It wants attention. It wants to be the loudest thing in the room. But you don't have to feed it. You don't have to sit with it longer than necessary. You don't have to keep opening old wounds, just to remind yourself that they existed. You've felt enough. You've cried enough. You've carried enough. Now, it's time to rest. Let the past be a chapter, not a prison. Let the pain be a teacher, not a home. There is no growth in rereading the same page forever. There is no healing in reliving what hurt you. You're allowed to close the book. Even if you didn't get all the answers, you're allowed to walk away. Even if no one else understands why. Even if it still aches sometimes. Because healing doesn't always look like smiling. Sometimes healing is simply not reacting. Not breaking. Not blaming. Sometimes healing is just choosing peace. Again and again and again. Even when it's quiet. Even when it's unfamiliar. Even when it's hard. Peace doesn't mean forgetting. Peace means remembering without crumbling. It means carrying your story without it crushing you. And you're already doing that. Even on the days you feel far behind. Even when you still feel the sting. Because you're choosing to stay. You're choosing to breathe. You're choosing to move even if it's slow. That's strength. That's resilience. That's stoic power. The kind that doesn't need to prove itself. The kind that doesn't beg to be seen. The kind that lives quietly, in the stillness between moments. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to keep showing up for yourself. And every time you do, you build a life that doesn't depend on the past to feel whole. A life that lets go. A life that forgives. A life that chooses not to carry what was never meant to be permanent. Your pain was real, but so is your power. So is your peace. So is your presence. Let what you can't change pass through you, like wind through open hands. You don't need to catch it. You don't need to fix it. You don't even need to understand it. You just need to let it go, like breath, like rain, like yesterday. You are not here to suffer forever. You are here to awaken, to feel, to release, to begin again. So begin again, not with force, but with quiet courage, not with answers, but with willingness, not with certainty, but with presence. This is your life now, not what happened, not what hurt, not what almost broke you. This breath, this stillness, this moment. And if you let it, this moment can be enough. Enough to remind you that you're still here. Enough to remind you that healing is slow, but always moving. Enough to remind you that the most stoic thing you can do sometimes is surrender, not give up, but surrender to what is, to what can't be changed, to what no longer needs to be carried. You don't have to punish yourself for who you used to be. That version of you was trying. That version of you was doing their best. That version of you deserves love, not shame. You can stop running now. You can stop bracing for impact. You can stop rehearsing the worst-case scenario. Nothing is chasing you anymore, except the old stories in your mind. And you can rewrite them. You can tell a new story, a story where peace wins, where gentleness is your strength, where calm is your choice even when the world isn't calm. Write this in the comments. I give myself permission to stop carrying what already ended, and feel that, not as words but as truth. Let it settle into your chest like a quiet sunrise. You don't have to rush. You don't have to chase. You don't have to hold on so tightly. You can breathe now. You can be now. You can trust now. Because peace isn't out there. Peace is in how you meet this moment, again and again, without resistance, without regret, without needing the past to be any different than it was. This is the power of Stoic strength. Not armor, but acceptance. Not control, but clarity. Not force, but flow. Keep going. Keep breathing. Keep choosing to let go. You don't owe the past your presence. You don't have to keep looking back, hoping something will change, hoping someone will finally understand, hoping the pain will rewrite itself into something softer. That's not how healing works. Healing isn't found in the rewind button. It's found in the pause, the silence, the inhale, the moment when you finally stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and begin to ask, "What can I become from this?" That shift, that quiet pivot from pain to presence, is what transforms suffering into wisdom. You've suffered enough. Now it's time to listen. To what? To yourself, to your body, to your breath, to that small, steady voice inside you that whispers, "I'm ready to feel peace again." Not the kind of peace that pretends the past never happened. Not denial, not numbness, but the kind of peace that says, "Yes, it happened, and I'm still choosing to love this life, even with the scars, even with the aching, even with the not knowing." Because life doesn't wait for closure to begin again. Life doesn't need every question answered to offer you beauty. The sun still rises, even when your heart is heavy. The world still turns, even when you feel stuck. And you still breathe, even when the past tries to suffocate your present. You are alive. That alone is a victory. So let go, not all at once, not in a way that feels forced, but slowly, intentionally, like leaves releasing their branches in autumn, not out of despair, but because they know it's time. Time to stop holding on to what no longer serves your becoming. Time to stop reopening doors that only lead to rooms with no light. Pain might have been a chapter, but you are the one holding the pen now. Write something softer. Write something freer. Write something that finally lets you exhale. Because here's a truth the past will never tell you. You don't need it. You don't need the pain to be valid. You don't need the memory to stay sharp. You don't need to prove how much it hurt. You only need to live like you know it's over. Let that sink in. It's over. Not forgotten. Not erased. But no longer in control. You get to take the lesson. You get to leave the weight. You are allowed to grow in ways the old you never imagined. You are allowed to feel joy without guilt. You are allowed to smile again without waiting for something to go wrong. Don't let your healing be delayed. by a memory that refuses to change. The past doesn't need more of your energy. The present does. This moment does. The version of you that's still becoming. They do. Let what's gone be gone. Let what hurt, hurt, and then let yourself be new. Even the strongest among us carry grief in their bones. Even the most peaceful have been through storms, but they didn't stay there. They didn't pitch a tent in their pain. They moved forward, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. And so can you. You are not your regrets. You are not your lowest day. You are not what someone else couldn't love. You are here. That means something. That means everything. So sit with that truth for a moment. Let it fill your lungs. Let it quiet your thoughts. Let it remind you that you are not behind. You are exactly where growth begins. Not with a loud declaration. Not with a dramatic decision. But with one simple thought. I deserve to feel peace again. Say that again to yourself. I deserve to feel peace again. And not just someday. Now, here, in this breath. You don't have to wait until everything is perfect. You don't have to wait until the past stops hurting. You don't have to wait until someone else gives you permission. This is your life. And it's moving. Always. Even when you feel stuck. Even when the pain feels louder than your will. It's moving. So move with it, gently, deliberately, not as a way to escape, but as a way to return, to yourself, to your strength, to the part of you that has always been whole. Even while healing, pain may leave marks, but peace leaves roots. Let peace take root. Water it with presence. Feed it with stillness. Protect it with boundaries. Nourish it with self-respect. And when the past knocks, and it will, you don't have to answer. You don't have to invite it back in. You don't have to rehearse the old ache. You can simply breathe and say, I don't live there anymore, because you don't. Write this in the comments. I choose peace over punishment. I deserve to move forward. Feel that, not as a wish but as a decision. A quiet, powerful decision. To stop dragging yesterday into today. To stop apologizing for how long healing takes. To stop proving your worth through suffering. To stop tying your identity to your old wounds. You are not what broke you. You are how you healed. You are how you keep going. You are how you let go. Let go. One thought at a time. One breath at a time. One moment of peace at a time. Because this is how you return to yourself. This is how you embody Stoic strength. Not with a clenched jaw, but with an open heart. Not with control, but with clarity. Not by forgetting, but by refusing to carry what you've already survived. You are not here to repeat the pain. You are here to rise from it. And you are, right now. Remember, the past is like a river that has already flowed. You cannot step into the same water twice. Trying to cling to what has passed only keeps you frozen on the riverbank, watching life rush away. But the river of your life is still moving, and it invites you in, not to the cold and turbulent past, but to the calm and steady present. You don't need control. You need clarity. Clarity to see that pain is not your prison, but your teacher. Clarity to understand that your suffering does not define your future, but it can deepen your strength. Clarity to recognize that some things are beyond your reach, and that is okay. Let what you can't change pass through you, like wind through open hands. Feel the ache, the sorrow, the regret, but don't clutch it tightly. Let it move through your spirit, without erasing your peace. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. You can choose to carry pain like a weight, or let it transform you like fire purifies gold. There is no shame in feeling lost. There is no weakness in being tired. The soul needs rest, just as the body does. So be gentle with yourself. Your heart is not broken beyond repair. It is simply learning how to beat in a new rhythm. Allow that rhythm to emerge slowly, without forcing the tempo. You are not alone in this journey. The Stoics remind us that all humans suffer. Even Marcus Aurelius felt the sting of loss. Even Seneca faced storms in his life. Their strength was not in avoiding pain, but in facing it with courage and wisdom. So when the past pulls at you, invite it in as a guest, not a captor. Thank it for the lessons, but tell it gently, I'm moving forward now. Your future self is waiting patiently. She is wiser, freer, kinder. She doesn't need you to drag the past behind you. She needs you to walk lightly, and every step forward is a victory. No matter how small, no matter how slow, it is progress. Your mind may wander back to old hurts. That's natural, but you are learning to anchor yourself in the now, to breathe deeply, to feel the ground beneath your feet, to see the sun through new eyes. Healing is not a destination. It's a path walked day by day, sometimes uphill, sometimes downhill, sometimes under stormy skies, sometimes bathed in gentle light, but always moving forward, always becoming. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. Let the past be a teacher, not a jailer. Let the pain be a reminder, not a prison. You are here to live, to love, to find peace even when chaos surrounds you. You are here to choose calm over chaos, to choose your response over reaction, to choose yourself over the shadows of yesterday. Write this in the comments. I release the past to embrace my peace. Hold that intention close. Let it be your compass. The journey is long, but you are stronger than you know. Every breath you take is a testament to your resilience. Every moment you choose peace is a victory of the spirit. So keep walking, keep breathing, keep choosing. You don't have to carry the past anymore. You only have to carry yourself, and that is enough. The wind will carry the rest. There is something sacred in the act of letting go. It's not about forgetting. It's not about pretending pain never touched you. It's about choosing to free yourself from its grip. You've held onto your past like a lifeline for so long, maybe because it feels familiar, maybe because you fear the unknown without it. But here's the truth. You are not your past. You are not the sum of your wounds or regrets. You are the quiet space in between, the breath before the next moment, the stillness where healing begins. To stop thinking so much about what once was is to give yourself permission to live fully in what is now. This doesn't mean you erase memories. It means you see them as clouds passing through a vast sky, temporary, shifting, never permanent. Let your mind rest from replaying old stories. Your heart deserves the relief of stillness. Your spirit craves the lightness of being unburdened. Imagine your thoughts like leaves on a stream. You watch them float by without grabbing, without chasing. They pass naturally, and so can you. The pain you feel is real, and it's okay to honor that. But it is not your identity. You are more than your suffering. Sometimes the hardest step forward is simply to stop resisting what has happened, to stop fighting shadows that no longer have power, to accept what is, not because you give up, but because you understand. There is a kind of strength in surrender, a quiet power in allowing life's currents to carry you gently forward, even when the way is unclear. Your resilience is not measured by how tightly you hold on. It is measured by your courage to release, to breathe out what weighs you down, and breathe in peace. You may feel lost now, and that is okay. Being lost is the beginning of a new path, a chance to discover who you really are. Beyond pain and fear, lean into the stillness. Feel the ground beneath you. Know that you are safe here, not because everything is perfect, but because you are choosing presence. Your mind will wander back to the past. When it does, gently guide it home, with kindness, with patience, with the quiet assurance that this moment is all you really need. Write this in the comments. I release my pain with love and choose to live. Say it aloud in your mind. Let it settle like a warm blanket over your heart. You are not alone in this. We all carry burdens unseen. We all wrestle with memories that hurt, but we also carry the capacity to heal, to grow, to find peace. The Stoics remind us that control is an illusion, but clarity is a gift. You don't need to control the past. You only need to see it clearly, as a chapter that shaped you, but no longer defines you. Let go of the what-ifs and if-onlys. They keep you trapped in a loop, Instead, hold on to what is true. You are here now, and that is a beginning. Your strength comes not from avoiding pain, but from choosing how you respond to it. You can carry pain like a heavy stone, or hold it lightly like a feather. Choose the feather. Choose lightness. Choose peace. You are not your mistakes. You are the lessons learned from them. You are the light that shines through the cracks. Breathe deeply. Feel the air fill your lungs. Let your breath remind you of life. Fragile, precious, unstoppable. You are alive. And alive means hope. Alive means possibility. Alive means you can choose again and again. No matter how many times the past pulls at you, you can say no. You can say, not today. You can say, I am more than this. And every time you say it, you reclaim a little more peace, a little more freedom, a little more you. The journey is long, and sometimes the road is rough, but each step forward is sacred. Each breath of peace is a triumph. So keep going, keep breathing, keep choosing yourself. Write this in the comments. My peace is my power. I am enough. Let these words root deep inside you. Let them be the light in your darkest moments. Because the past will always be a part of your story, but it will not be the end. You are still writing the pages ahead. And those pages hold the promise of peace, joy, and freedom. You are stronger than you know, wiser than you realize, more loved than you feel. Let go of the pain that no longer serves you. Open your hands, open your heart, and step gently into the peace that awaits. When the past tries to pull you back, imagine it like a shadow in the distance. Cannot reach you unless you turn toward it. You hold the power to face forward, toward the light of this moment, toward the breath that fills your lungs now. You don't need control, you need clarity. Clarity to understand that the past is outside your grasp, but your present response is always within your hands. Pain is not the enemy. It is a signal, a messenger, not a master. Your strength grows not by resisting pain, but by welcoming it with courage and calm. Feel the softness of your own presence. Let it soothe the wounds that ache beneath the surface. Your heart, though tender, is resilient. It bends but does not break. Remember, the Stoics taught us to meet life as it comes, with acceptance, with grace, with the quiet confidence that peace is a choice, not a gift from circumstance. You may feel overwhelmed, but within you is a stillness untouched by chaos. It waits quietly, like a deep well of calm, ready to fill you when you pause and listen. Give yourself permission to rest in that stillness, to simply be without needing to fix or change, to let the past be what it is, a story that no longer needs your constant attention. Imagine your thoughts as clouds drifting across a vast sky. They come and go. You don't need to chase them, nor do you need to hold on to them. Just watch. Just breathe. Pain shapes you, but it does not define you. It is a part of your story, yes, but it is not the whole story. You are also courage, hope, and light. There is strength in gentleness. There is power in patience. There is freedom in letting go. The past will always have its place, but it is not your home. Your home is here now, in the breath, in the moment, in the choice to be present. Write this in the comments. I embrace my present with open hands and a calm heart. Say it slowly. Feel it settle inside you like a gentle wave. Your path forward is not about perfection. It's about presence, about showing up for yourself again and again, even when it feels hard. Healing is not linear. Some days will be easier, others harder, and that's okay. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to keep moving. One step, one breath, one moment at a time. There is grace in imperfection. There is wisdom in patience. There is strength in vulnerability. So when the past calls, listen kindly. Thank it for its lessons, and then gently turn back to now. Your peace is waiting. Your future is bright. Your heart is ready. You are enough. You are worthy. You are free. Keep breathing. Keep being. Keep choosing peace. The journey is yours, and it is beautiful. Sometimes the weight of the past feels unbearable, like carrying a heavy stone in your pocket wherever you go. But what if you could gently set that stone down? Not forever, not with force, but with a quiet choice to rest. You don't need to carry your pain like a badge of honor. True strength is found in release, in the courage to say, I will not be defined by this anymore. Imagine your heart as a garden. Pain is a storm that may have damaged some flowers, but it cannot destroy the soil beneath, the fertile ground where new growth begins. Your past does not have to be a prison, can be a teacher, a chapter that led you to this very moment, this very chance for peace. The Stoics remind us to accept what we cannot change, and to focus our energy on what we can, our thoughts, our actions, our intentions. You don't need control, you need clarity. Clarity to see that holding on to old hurt only keeps you trapped in a cycle of suffering. Let what you can't change pass through you, like wind through open hands. Feel the freedom in that image. Hands open, relaxed, ready to receive new moments. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. You can choose to build walls, or you can choose to build bridges back to yourself. There is a quiet power in kindness. Kindness to your own heart, kindness to your own story. You are not alone in this struggle. Every soul carries scars, but every soul also carries light. When the past calls your name, answer with compassion, not fear. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend. I see your pain, and I honor your courage. But now, let us walk forward together. Write this in the comments. I am more than my past. I am peace in motion. Feel those words fill your spirit with gentle strength. Remember that healing is not a race. It is a quiet journey, step by step. Sometimes forward, sometimes a pause, always moving toward peace. You may feel tired, overwhelmed, or lost, and that is human. It is okay to rest. It is okay to ask for help. But don't lose sight of your power. You have the power to choose your path, to choose your response, to choose peace. Let your breath be your anchor. When the mind races, come back to the breath. Inhale calm, exhale tension. The present moment is your refuge. Not the past, not the future, but right here, right now. You are enough exactly as you are. You are worthy of peace and love. You are deserving of a life free from the chains of old pain. Let go of what no longer serves you. Open your hands, your heart, your mind. Step gently into freedom. Keep writing your story with courage, with kindness, with peace. Write this in the comments. I choose freedom from the past. I choose love for myself. Let these words be a beacon when shadows arise. The road ahead may have clouds, but it also has sun. It also has moments of unexpected joy, moments of quiet grace. Hold on to those moments. Let them remind you, life is still beautiful. You are still growing. Every breath is a chance to begin again. Every moment is a chance to be present. Every choice is a chance to be free. You are stronger than the pain you carry, wiser than the fear that binds you, braver than the doubts that whisper in the dark. There is hope in your heart. There is light in your soul. You are never truly alone. We walk this path together, step by step, breath by breath. So keep breathing, keep being, keep choosing peace. Your story is unfolding, and it is beautiful. It's okay to feel lost sometimes, to feel like the past is a storm you can't escape. But even storms pass, and after the storm, the air is clearer, the sky softer. You don't have to rush your healing. It's not a race, it's a process. Slow, patient, gentle. Let yourself feel what needs to be felt, without judgment, without shame. Your emotions are not your enemy. They are signals guiding you toward understanding. You don't need control, you need clarity. Clarity to recognize that the pain you carry is a chapter, not the whole story. Let the past be a teacher, not a jailer. Let it show you lessons in resilience, in courage, in compassion. Picture your pain like a river. You don't have to swim against the current. You can float, you can let it carry you downstream, and in that movement find release. Pain is not the enemy. Your reaction to pain is what defines your strength. You can choose to hold on, or you can choose to let go. It's not easy. Letting go never is. But freedom lives on the other side of release. Write this in the comments. I release the weight of my past. I embrace the calm of the present. Say it slowly. Let it fill you like a warm breath. Remember that every moment is a new beginning. You have the power to create space for peace within your own mind. When you find yourself caught in old memories, bring your attention back to your breath. Feel the rise and fall, the steady rhythm, a reminder that life continues, and so can you. The past will always be there, but it doesn't have to live inside you. Your heart is not a storage for pain. It's a wellspring of strength, a place where hope grows. Allow yourself to be gentle. Allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself to simply be. You are not alone. We all carry burdens, but we also carry light. Let your light shine through the cracks. The scars you carry are proof of battles fought, lessons learned, and strength gained. There is peace in acceptance. There is power in surrender. Not surrender to defeat, but surrender to what is, so you can move forward free. Write this in the comments. I choose peace over pain. I choose hope over fear. Feel these words settle softly inside you. Healing is not linear, comes in waves. Some days will feel heavy, others lighter. That's okay. Every step counts. Every breath matters. Be patient with yourself. You are doing the best you can. You are enough. You are worthy. You are loved. Even in your darkest moments, there is a quiet strength inside you, a strength that no pain can erase. Lean into that strength. Trust in your resilience. You are more than your past. You are not defined by your pain. You are a soul learning to fly again, and flying is possible. Keep breathing. Keep moving. Keep choosing peace. Your journey is sacred. Your heart is brave. Your story is still being written, and it is filled with light.